Besties, I am so over winter. She came for like not even a centimetre of snow. Like it was all of about 3 flakes. And then it has been raining ever since. We've had half a day of sun this entire year. Bring me some spring and some warmth and some sun. And until then, I will be reading cozy fantasy. Hi besties, I'm Annie. Let's sit down for a monthly reset. I can't believe it's March already. Honestly, it has been raining non-stop in England. I don't know if anyone else has seen these memes that have been popping around all over Instagram and stuff. Every single day of 2026, it has been raining in at least one location in England. Like we've not had a dry day consistently yet. It is insane to me. It is actually insane. And I'm so done with it. I literally cannot listen to a single ambience of rain while I'm reading. I really love putting on ambiences while I'm reading, and I can't listen to any of them that have rain in it because it's just like, it's raining outside. I have enough of that. Please give me something else. My tea is like already cold, besties. So let's start with a recap. This year has tested my patience. Last year was the chaos we didn't even ask for. This year I was like, I'm taking hold of the reins. I am controlling this chaos. And that hasn't really quite panned out for me just yet. It has been something else, let me tell you. It feels like everything has been 100 miles an hour and everything needs to happen today, like straight away, right at the same time. And I will admit that means that I haven't really had the time that I've necessarily wanted for filming. But we're gonna make a couple of changes. We're gonna make some lifestyle changes. I don't necessarily have like a huge amount to do in terms of like a reset per se for those, because they're gonna be kind of like ongoing things, but let's talk about them. So firstly, let's do a work in progress check-in. I can tell you guys that it is a fantasy sports romance with dragons, with low magic, low spice, slow burn, friends to lovers. I am so excited writing this. I'm like 9 chapters away from finishing the big chunk of developmental edits. I'm gonna be getting it out to beta readers very, very soon. I'm so excited for that. And then I intend to query literary agents around kind of June, July time, which I realize gives me quite a long lead time. I do have some friends who are being beta readers for me, so love you besties, you are the greatest. But I also want to give them time. I don't want to like give them a couple 100 pages and be like, yeah, could you have this back to me by like tomorrow afternoon? That would be great, with like full comments and, you know, vibes and this, that, and the other. So I'm intending to give them about a month, which I feel like will be about right. Probably some of them will have it read in a couple of days, but I do want to give them the time and the space to really get into it, which means I have a month while they're reading that to absolutely hate everything I've done thus far, be tempted to throw the whole thing out, be tempted to email them and text them and be like, just forget about reading it, I'm not doing this anyway. So I've got a whole month to like hate myself during that process, so that's gonna be really fun. So I need to work out what I'm doing in that month to kind of distract myself from that process, because once we have their feedback back, it's then another round of edits, hopefully the last round of edits, and then we get into querying. It has been taking up quite a bit of my time doing those edits. You know, I haven't really gotten out the videos that I'd necessarily wanted to do. Got a couple of things that are like half filmed that I either need to finish off or I just need to kind of just go, do you know what? The moment's gone. The vibe is not here anymore. Let's just move on, which is probably the route that I'm gonna go. But I want to talk to you guys about kind of what's happening with the channel, because I realized that I have been MIA for most of February. My intention is to go down to doing 3 videos a month rather than every single Sunday, just because I feel like having a static number of 3 means that it's going to be easier for me to plan my time. I feel like everything in my life is requiring more time of me. Work is requiring more time. Book editing is requiring more time. Video production stuff is requiring more time because I want to make the videos better for you guys, but it takes longer to make and it takes a lot longer to edit them. Then it's just like life in general. Why did it used to be that like cleaning the house was like a 2-minute task that you could just like spin around with a hoover, and now it feels like a whole industry to do? I don't know if that's just me, but everything feels like it needs more time, which is kind of a part of life really, but it's just a part I'm not super enjoying at the moment. So rather than drowning myself in guilt, my intention is to go down to 3 videos a month, and instead of these monthly recaps and monthly resets, because half the time I feel like I do so many little bits throughout the month of like, I'll do mini resets, so I feel like I don't really have a huge amount to like reset. Like I don't do a big house clean with you guys or anything, because I just do little bits as I go. So besties, when we set up the bullet journal, I did this double spread of every series I have started. If you haven't watched my bullet journal setup video for the year, you should go watch it. I mean, there's a lot of information in here, but I have this whole spread, this whole page, and I've already started on this page of series I have started that are yet to be finished. It is a whole load of chaos. I'm not even going to count them up because then that's just like a little bit, that's even crazier, but I think it's north of 60. Besties, I really need to start getting through these rather than just starting new series all the time, which I will still be doing at starting new series because I'm a mood reader through and through. But I thought instead of these like recap catch-up videos, we would do some continuing series vlogs. So like every month I will have a vlog of continuing series where we'll pick 2 series to either completely finish off if they're published or just at least read the next book I have available. I also want to do like a few little more, I guess they kind of fall under the lifestyle sphere. Weekend sleepovers, catch up with me's, like things like that. Spend a week with me, or like what does my mornings look like before I go off to the corporate job, or like author week in my lives, creativity stuff. Like I want to do some more sewing videos, but I want to like make stuff that relates to the books that I've read. So it's not just like, oh, make a pair of trousers with me. It's like make an outfit that this character in this book wore with me kind of thing. And so they're like a little bit more like chill, laid back kind of vibe. And then we'll have a second reading vlog in the month. So we'll have 2 reading vlogs, 1 lifestyle, crafty, chill video. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this vibe. I love making the reading vlogs, and I love like the documentary style that we've kind of adopted more recently. I want to kind of take you guys a little bit more behind the scenes on certain things, like especially as I'm about to hit my querying part of my author journey. I think that'll be so fun. Like they are the best videos that I love watching. I love watching other people querying because I think it's just like so real. You guys know I've never been fake with you guys. I think it's like so interesting watching other people's author journeys and just like seeing how different everyone's journey is. And I think it'll be fun to, even if literally no one ever watches it, just to document it for myself so I can look back on it in a couple of years and be like, oh, look at the little baby. Either she was so delusional thinking that she was gonna ever publish a book, like who did she think she was? Or like, oh my god, look at the little baby being so nervous and look at you now. The algorithm might hate me, but besties, I want to make good videos for you guys, but also like I love watching them back. I watch some of my old videos now and again and I'm like, look at the little baby. Look at what she thought she was gonna do with her life and look at the chaos that she's in now. But it's all in good fun, you know, and I like the process of creating it, and sewing is a new hobby for me. So, and again, that's like a process of creation thing, and I think it'll be really fun to share that with you guys. All right, let's do a quick reading check-in. I'll be honest with you, I do still have a few more days of February, so I might get another 1 or 2 things read. So keep an eye on my Fable. The links are down below. I spend so much time on Fable. Like Fable is where I track my reading, and honestly, I just use Goodreads as like a secondary thing. I'm yabbering on, let's talk books. So we started out with the month with The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bujo Set Up. Oh my god, this is iconic. 5 stars, 1 chili. There was like a little hinty hint of something there. I already want the second one like now. I'm probably gonna end up pre-ordering it because I'm so excited for it. I can't actually remember when it is coming out though. It comes out in July. This was like iconic. She's a healer girly, he's an assassin. We've got our good, we've got our bad. They meet in the middle. It is delicious in like the tension. This book is all about the tension, and I'm like waiting for book 2 because I'm like, please let it snap. Let that tension snap. It's gonna be so delicious. I'm gonna eat it up. Then we have To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. I read this as part of a book club over on Fable. It's Tory Between Pages book club on Fable, and honestly I wouldn't have picked this book up without the book club. I didn't think I was particularly in a dystopian mood. It's not something that I necessarily gravitate to or reach for on a super frequent basis. The most recent thing that I've read was like in the middle of last year, and I read the new Hunger Games book, and then past that I don't think I really read dystopian particularly, so I only picked this up because of the book club. I am so glad that this book club made me pick this up. Honestly, this was a 5 stars, 2 chilies. Can't wait for the next one. When is it coming out? I can't remember.
The release date for the second book in the To Cage a Wild Bird series has not been announced.
Either way, I can't wait for book 2 to come out. I'm probably going to pre-order it. I'm also going to eat it up. This was so good. I was hooked. I started reading it and I was like, oh, okay. And then after like a couple of chapters, I was like, oh, okay. Why did I sleep on this? I don't know. And you shouldn't be sleeping on it either. It's so good. Then I read Ash and Wings by Krista Graves, which is book 1 in the Dark Budge Academy. I did this as a buddy read with my friend. Look, okay, I gave this 3.5 stars and 0 chilies. I think she doesn't do star ratings, but she was like, oh, I enjoyed it. She's already gone on to read book 2, but she's also a binge reader girly. Love that for her. I am not. I'm gonna be waiting a hot minute before I read book 2. And it was enjoyable. I did enjoy it. It was enjoyable in a brain rot sense. I'll be totally honest with you, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's got this like dark academia vibe where she's an assassin and she's meant to go kill this like guard in this other school, but she's got the wrong type of magic. She's got like the bad shadow blood magic, whereas the people in this school are like the good people and this, that, and the other. Anyway, it's like a whole thing. It's meant to be this dark academia setting, and it like really lays it out, and she walks in and you get this whole vibe, and then within about 5 minutes you never see another student. She never goes to class. This girlie doesn't eat. There's no lunch hall in this place. Like, she doesn't sleep. I am going to continue this series. I am going to get to book 2 eventually, but I'm not a binge reader girlie, so I'm not going to be binge reading it with her. Then we've got Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I spoke about this in February's setup. This was recommended by Carrie Reads and Tori Between Pages here on YouTube, and honestly, yes. I did give this 3.5 stars because I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I necessarily loved it. I will be continuing the series. I think there was bits of it that I loved and like sections of it that I was like so engrossed. And then there was like certain bits of it where I was like, what is happening? I don't know. So it does say on the back, it's a darkly whimsical, cozy fantasy featuring sock-knitting paladins, badass perfumers, courtroom hijinks, and heart-racing romance. Like, yes, yes, and yes, this is completely correct. However, I didn't realize that there was like a murder mystery plotline in this. I'm not really a murder mystery girl, and I don't want to give this away because honestly, I think reading this, it was like low-key a little bit unhinged, but it was funny, and someone who loves D&D and playing TTRPGs, this just like really fit in perfectly. All that changes when he saves Grace and witnesses an assassination attempt gone wrong. I'ma just say that's all you really need to know going into this. It was a vibe. This was a go get yourself like a glass of wine kind of vibe. I mean, drink whatever you want, besties. I definitely had tea and not wine, but you get my point. And then the final book I finished is The Score by Elle Kennedy, also on my Kindle. I don't know how I managed to go from 2022 reading books 1 and 2 and then not picking it up till now. Why have I waited 4 years to re-pick up this series? But this book was Dean and Ali. Honestly, they're so good. I think with the announcement of the TV show that's coming, I want to say March. Is it March or is it May? It's May. Yeah, so it's coming out in May. I'm very excited for this TV show because season 1 is Garrett and Hannah, and then obviously I've recently read her most recent series where the starting is the Graham Effect, where you've got their daughter. She's got another book coming out which I think is related to them as well. No, that comes out in March. I knew something was coming out in March. Yes, yeah, so we've got Blake Logan and Wyatt Graham. So Blake is the daughter of Logan, who's book 2, and Wyatt is the son of Garrett, book 1 of this series. So I feel like I need to get my ducks in a row. I've started reading that. I gave The Score 5 stars, 4 chilies. Dean is a spicy boy. Look, do I need to say anything else? He's a hockey player, and it's like based around this friends with benefits type relationship that they've got. And I am currently reading The Goal, which I am almost certainly going to be finishing probably later today, at the latest tomorrow morning, so definitely within time for February. Currently sitting at about a 4 star. I'm not loving it the same way I've loved other books in this series, but I am loving it. I will tell you in advance, this has a surprise pregnancy trope, but it's like that's the point of the book. It's not just thrown in at the end, which is the only time that surprise pregnancy to me is acceptable, is if that's the point and it's very explicitly stated that is the point, and it's not just in like the epilogue, lol, by the way, yeah, she got pregnant, because I hate that. I hate it, besties. But this as a vibe. Besties, I feel like I'm yabbering on today, so let's quickly go through what's on the kind of immediate TBR. Might get to this in March, might get bumped till April, but I don't know. I am currently in the middle of reading Zodiac Academy, The Awakening as Told by the Boys. Y'all, this is a slog. I am struggling. My primary issue is the bullying. bullying of the guys to the girls. And it's like we'd just gotten past that. We just started to work through our issues, and now we're back to essentially the plot of book 1. So it's a reread that I didn't really want to do. And 2, it's from the guy's POV, which is interesting, but like we're back to this bullying. I'm not loving it. I'm pushing through it. Seeing it from the other side is interesting, but I'm not loving it. I'll be honest. I've also got Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne, which I saw the last book in Waterstones the other day and it sounded so interesting, but where it's the last book, I'm like, eek, bring me back to the beginning. It's a cozy fantasy. There's a dragon on the front. It says a cozy fantasy steeped in love, cozy fantasy, romance. There's a cup of tea in there somewhere and a dragon on the cover. I literally haven't read the blurb. I don't really need to read the blurb. We've got Wanted, A Roommate Who Isn't Evil by Jennifer Kropf. So this is continuing on this cozy fantasy series from her. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Oh, it's A High Court of the Coffee Bean. So I'm going to be continuing that series as well. So good for me ticking that off. I'm very excited. I have loved the other books in this series. I think I was a bit iffy about the first book because I thought it was going to be something that it wasn't. But where I'm in like a cozy fantasy mood at the moment, hitting amazing. I still have Dragon Cursed by Elise Kova on my Kindle, which I would really like to get to. This is her latest YA release, but also it has been picked up by Amazon Prime, I think, for either a movie or a TV show. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm absolutely desperately wanting to read this way before we get any cast announced or anything. I need to read this first before anything else comes out about this, so I need to get a wiggle on with it. We've still got Brimstone by Callie Hart on the TBR. I do want to get to this. I literally just haven't got there this month. There's been other stuff that has been taking my time, like my random little side quest to Briar University. But yeah, so this is still on the TBR. I fully intend to get to it this month because some of my friends said that we were all gonna read it in February. I haven't got there and I'm kind of getting harassed about it now. Then I've got Ride With Me by Simone Sultani. I really want to read this one. This is an F1 romance. Look at this beautiful sprayed edge. It is gorgeous. I love it. I think her next one has just been announced. Yeah, so her latest one, Crash Into You, is expected in November. Oh my god, it's the most beautiful pink cover. I love the covers of this series. I think they're beautiful. But that's coming out in November. We're about to hit the new F1 season, but look, I'm here for a romance. And then finally, we've got book 6 in the Bridgerton series, which is When He Was Wicked, which is Francesca's story. Look, I know that I've already seen the first half of season 4 and the second half releases tomorrow. So I'm not going to be reading this in time to finish season 4, but I still want to read this because I think there's been a lot of people online saying like, I wish they'd stuck to the original story for her, and I do kind of want to read it. And to be fair, I read the first book after I'd watched the first season, so I'm not like super worried about it because again, in my head, they're kind of mostly disconnected because it's like you've got the series, which is the same characters, but it's like an alternate universe to the books. That's kind of how it plays in my head. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. So I really want to read this and I do want to continue this series because it's just kind of fun. I don't know, there's something about it that I just like, I don't feel like I ever really take it seriously. It's just like a brain off. And I love a brain off moment. And besties, you didn't think that I was gonna let you guys get away without doing one last check-in on the bullet journal and the setup. I had to go with something that was bookish themed, and I don't know why, but I have not been able to stop thinking about Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I have the next book pre-ordered. I'm so excited for it to arrive and to keep on. But I really love the tarot card magic system. So you guys know the deal. If you have any fantasy books that have a tarot card magic system, drop them in the comments down below. Your girlie wants them literally yesterday. Please don't leave me hanging if you have any recommendations. I have not been able to stop thinking about this series. I think it's mostly the fact that the magic system is so interesting to me. I can't wait to continue this. But for the weeklies, I really love the way that I did February, and February was very vertical. It just seemed to really work a lot better for me than January being quite horizontal. So we're sticking with this kind of vertical layout for the weeklies, where instead of just having the full color bar on the side, I've gone back to the OG tabs because it's kind of a little bit easier to flip between weeks. And I like to plan ahead, and that's what I need to do more of, is plan ahead and like schedule my time for things. So being able to flick back and forth between the weeks is going to be way more beneficial to me this month and forward than it literally has been before. for. I need tabs rather than just full blocks of color. I'm keeping this all quite simple. Yes, we're going with this tarot card theme, and yes, we've got like some nice greenery because it's spring and I'm manifesting the weather to turn good. I really want to plant up all of my plants. I really want to get things started in the garden this year because I desperately would love to have some fresh tomatoes in the garden this year. That's just like a thing I want to have. I want to get all of that planted up, so I'm like manifesting the weather to be nice enough so I can start planting my tomatoes because I'm gonna have the biggest batch of tomatoes. Just wait, we've got like 6 varieties or something silly of tomatoes to plant this year. All in all, it is again quite a simple weekly layout, just because sometimes I feel like if it's too pretty, I almost don't want to use it because I'm like, I don't want to ruin it. And that is everything for the bullet journal. Just nice and simple, a little bit of design, you know the deal. And I did skip doing a mood board this month just because I really found that January, February, I didn't really look at the mood board much. It kind of hasn't really gone anything like I wanted it to anyway, so half the stuff on the mood board has ended up being irrelevant to how the month has ended out. We're back to kind of the original designs with things. I feel like I have yabbered on more than enough. If you guys have been watching while you've been like doing your little tasky tasks, I hope you got a whole load of stuff done. If you've been sat with a cup of tea, don't forget to drink it because mine went cold. So I need to go make myself a fresh cup. But besties, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. It feels a little bit weird that we're not going to do one of these next month, but we're going to have some really amazing content coming up. I really want to focus on the quality of the content, like I said, rather than just getting you out a video because I feel guilty that I didn't have one this week kind of vibe. So if there's any reading challenges, if there's like any specific kind of things you want to watch, I know you guys voted for a weekend sleepover vlog, which I am absolutely going to do as soon as possible. So I'm going to have an interesting weekend planned for you guys, and where you guys are going to come along and we're going to hang out, we're going to have a bestie FaceTime moment, and it's going to be amazing. But let me know in the comments down below if there's any like reading challenges that you guys want me to do, like if you want me to do another trope trials, if you've got a vibe for that, or I don't know, see if I can read for 12 hours in an entire week, which doesn't really seem like much, but bestie, let me tell you, when you're working full-time as well, the hours slip away from you pretty quickly. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing Cozy Chaos day and your next read is a 5-star. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!